Welcome to our flipped classroom. Today we're going to look at 4 things. We're going to talk about what is a flipped classroom, how it works, some fun facts about learning math, and then what to expect. All right, let the flip begin. So, a flipped classroom is student-centered. It's based on a growth mindset. So rather than spending a lot of time listening to me, your teacher, talk, you're going to go home and you're going to watch a video made by moi, and that's going to give you your lesson on the topic. And then when you come to class, we're going to spend all of our time practicing, working on projects, doing some enrichment. You might be working in small teams. You might be working with any peer in the class. You will have the opportunity to get support by both your peers and the teachers in the room. It's going to provide you almost like a tutoring-based environment. So you'll never really feel like, I was assigned this work and I don't know how to do it. Or, man, I was zoned out the entire class period and missed the entire lesson. So my notes make no sense at all. So, like Sheldon Cooper says, what you learn at home, you're going to use it in the classroom. All right, so that being said, your homework is going to be to watch these lessons and take notes. Tonight you're going to watch a video on how to take notes. What is expected of you for taking notes? Your classwork, like we said, is going to be practice, projects, group work, etc. And you're going to have support from both your teacher and your peers. So, fun fact. Anxiety keeps us from being successful. When we feel anxious, check this out. It keeps our brain from being able to function properly. So check out this front part of the brain. Notice how red it is. That's anxiety at work. It's keeping us from being able to fully focus and take in knowledge. Also, when we believe we can, our brain supports us. Check this out. Look at the different colors in the brain. So right here, we have a brain that it came easy. There was no challenge. It just came easy. Here we have a brain, and the different colors show that the person believed that they could do it. They attempted it. They put themselves out there, even if it wasn't easy at first, and they were able to succeed. So, when we believe we can, our brain is going to help us make that true. Also, what we need to realize with a flipped classroom is we're never going to be at the top or at the bottom. We're never going to be this person who is completely devastated because they just don't get it, because you're going to have support from your teachers in the classroom and your peers. And it's not good to be this person jumping for joy at the top, because that means it's just way too easy. Our goal is to constantly be this staircase in between. We want to make sure that we're challenging ourselves enough, not necessarily failing, not necessarily succeeding, to jump from here to here. Yeah, it's doable, but you're not learning anything. When your brain is challenged, when you don't succeed at first, is when your brain shows the most growth. But when you find yourself in this ditch, yes, that's when your brain's growing. When it's super easy, like just jumping over the top or just jumping up here, hallelujah, your brain's not growing as much. You're not strengthening your brain as much. We don't want to be down here in the ditch. That's when you're going to raise your hand and say, help, help, I need you to send me a rope so I can climb my way out of here. And that's okay. That's why we're learning in the classroom, where we do have support and we can be thrown that rope, but answers aren't just going to be freely given. You're going to be required to struggle a little bit, and that's what's going to strengthen your brain. So we should never be in the red zone. Struggle helps our brain grow stronger versus when we experience immediate success. All right, lastly, what to expect in a flipped classroom are assignments. You're going to have the opportunity to take quizzes along the way. 75% or higher shows success, shows that you are attaining mastery. So, If you are starting an assignment and you're like, this is easy, I got this, you can request to take a quiz. And if you take a quiz and you show mastery, you're not going to be expected to complete the full amount of work. You're going to be able to just complete the required amount. Similarly, on a test, if you take a test and you receive under 75%, we're going to figure out what areas you're struggling with, and we're going to fill in those gaps and let you take a test again. We want to make sure that everybody gets 75% or higher before we move on. You're going to be working on CPM, you're going to be working on projects, you're going to be doing research and more. You're going to be doing this on your own, in teams, with groups. We'll talk more about that. The most important part is that we're differentiating, because we all have different levels and needs, and we want to make sure that we're all continuing to challenge our brains at the appropriate levels and needs. So, let differentiation begin. Let our flipped classroom begin. Let's jump for joy, because we're going to have some fun.